hear you.
Continue.
Look who didn't forget. Look who didn't forget to do that. This is episode 26. Uh-oh.
And
Coco.
the doggies are invited tonight too. Yes. It's Bring Your Pet to Shane's show tonight. Oh, look at them.
Do we have to? Oh man.
You're outside, huh, Jade? You're still on
I
your
am.
field
I'm watching my sunset.
You're still on your field trip, huh?
Yep.
I call it your field trip. Yeah.
Sunset every night right here. It's beautiful, but night was kind of not good.
Very cool.
Hold this. Come on.
Serve it. Sean, what'd you do today?
Slept.
You have some classes, or you
Slept.
slept all day?
Slept most of it. I'm still trying to catch up on sleep.
You're trying to get your beauty sleep.
Definitely. This does not come naturally.
Oh, but you're glowing. You are. I can tell you got sleep.
I feel a little bit better.
All right. We got less than a minute.
Okay,
Alrighty.
boss. You're the boss of the show.
Oh, I don't want to be a boss. God, I hate
You're
that.
the boss man.
They try to give you that job at work. I was like, no, thank you. All right, here we go. 8 o'clock.
All right.
Going live.
Whoop, whoop.
Hopefully. Setting up your meeting for YouTube. Done. Read. Directing.
See,
Go.
this is a
8 o'clock.
holiday night.
Ooh, that was a lot. What is up, everyone? Hope everybody's having a good Tuesday. Welcome to the Tuesday Night Hangout, episode 26. I am your host, Shane, with Tuesday Night Hangout. Never trust a skinny chef, Shane, or PPG. What the? PPGShane.com. My computer's not wanting to work, or my lap, or my keyboard tonight. Hope everybody's having a good time. I know we just did a little bit of catching up and before the show. Let's see, this is being live streamed. Got it. Okay. Always a million things to do before the show starts. I don't even know where that went. Oh my goodness. I love computers.
No, you don't.
No, I can't stand them. But I kind of feel like I have to be part of it. So, well, I'm not too much wanting to talk about what we talked about last night. I know that Jade, I don't know what you're going to have your guest on tomorrow night. Why is it not showing me that I am live on YouTube?
Oh, you're live. I'm watching you right now.
Okay.
Paramotor NC is there. Mark McElroy, me, you.
Man, I hate that. Every time I start a new tab opening or whatnot, then it wants to. Hey, I think Susan's in here.
Susan,
I think. Hey, I wish I could. I should take my background off and show this Insta shade I have behind me. That's not in its proper place because I can't put it away without it being covered up. So, because somebody has my cover. Just kidding. It's all good. My wife actually asked me today, she goes, are you going to put this in the shed? I said, not without a cover on it. She goes, oh. I go, this is my room. It could be messy. I literally have my computer, my hard drive, whatever you want, the main computer. It is sitting on top of an empty beer keg. This is my room. I will do as I please with it, which is, by the looks of it, nothing. So it's all good. What I have a game plan. I just have to get off my butt and decide to rearrange this room, and we're gonna put in. Actually, want to build a little bar topper, and then I'll be able to put the computer on And if whenever I have a guest over or whatever, I can put it off to the side. But it's all good.
It's like your
Oh.
man.
Well, this used to be my son's room. We call it game room. I still call it game room, but we've always wanted to change it and make it more user friendly. So the TV is actually going to have to go either in the corner or on this wall. See, there's a big mirror on this wall over here, and I want to put the TV on this side. So no matter what side of the TV or the room you're sitting on, the big mirror, you can watch the TV in the mirror. This room's oddly shaped, so I don't know how to do it. And that's probably my problem with actually getting this room done.
Oh.
But right now I have a bathroom that I need to redo again. So the tub rusted out. So I'm taking the tub out and we're going to put in a walk-in shower, 2 shower heads, seats, all that good stuff. And then it is just it's just a laundry list of stuff to do, and I don't feel like doing any of it, especially since there's fly-ins coming. We just got done with Georgia, Moonshiners, and now we got Dave Purdon's coming up, which all the fly-ins I've been to, Dave Purdon's, in my personal opinion, is by far my favorite place to fly. It just
Stop saying that.
I mean, for Eric's sake, it's horrible. I was told my first year there that the winds were never like that. Supposedly the winds are usually like they were at Moonshiners. But when I was there, we had just absolutely gorgeous air the entire time. So, all right. So let me real quick say hello to everyone in the chat. Susan, we got Nick, which is PPG, the other Nick, Flying Flamingo, Sean, Eric, Walter. Didn't I see Ben in here?
Yeah, Ben.
Why is it not? Oh, there he is. Paramotor NC Ben. Hello, sir. And I think, Walter. How did I forget Walter? I missed Walter. God, I would have got a phone call on that.
Oh my
Well,
God.
he's upside down. It's already tomorrow, so I understand.
Nick, you can't. PPG, the other Nick, you can't go to Dave Purdon's. Good, that's a good one. He just started a new job, so he's probably tied up with that right now. DP's in the house. Angela's in the house. Where's Tony? Can't have one without the other. Oh,
No,
I just
that's
bought
right.
I just bought new clippers because the other ones right before Moonshiners, I was in the midst of cutting my head and dropped them and broke them. So I went today to Walmart and got new ones, and I'm on the fence with it. It shaved my face pretty good though, just so you know.
Oh, that baby fed.
Yeah. I actually shaved when I got to Moonshiners. I missed so many hairs on my face, and I got there. I was like, I gotta shave it off. So I'm out of the camper, like shaving my face, trying to get it all caught up. Got JP Tulo, TikTok Tulo in the house.
Yeah.
And now that he's here, he says we can start the show.
Hello, my chatter.
Susan asked a question: who's going to Easy Pace? What is that?
I don't even know what that is.
What
is that? What is that?
Dave Aller. Dave, did you get enough flights or any good flights at Moonshiners? I know I've seen you there a bunch. Nick Griffith, how was Kitty Hawk? I know you were there hanging out with the Lears, Waller, Wet Willie, a couple other folks, I think. Or is that it? I hope nobody's trying to come in because I didn't look at the screen. Okay, nobody's in the back or in the waiting room.
Waller and Will to get on here. Get on here now.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. Come on. Jump on the
So,
chat. Jump off the chat.
Anybody in the chat ever cooked or smoked or roasted a beef. What is it called? A beef knuckle. I'm gonna try that this Saturday for the first time. It's a big hunk of meat. I guess it comes from like the same, well, different, slightly off of from like top sirloin area of the cow. So I'm gonna give that a go this weekend. Hopefully it turns out all right. Because I love how for my birthday I gotta cook my own food. How's that work?
Nothing wrong with that. Hey, I could ask my dad about that beef knuckle stuff tomorrow, because I told you he's had our own grocery store business. He was a butcher, and I'm telling you, even at 94, he'll be able to tell me exactly what it is. Yeah.
I will tell you, I actually looked it up today, tried to YouTube some how-tos, and there's only like 4 or 5 videos on it. I was like, man, that's not very much information.
See, that's what I gotta ask my dad. Yeah,
so DP says that Easy Pace is September 17th through the 19th in Virginia. I'm guessing a fly-in. If so, then I don't. And real quick, any of my moderators, if you guys would mind, keep an eye out for any trouble in the chat. Seems to be picking up some pace here. Oh, Jim CR120 is at Kitty Hawk as well. Hold on, I'm just reading. Angela asked, how am I losing weight? Angela, I'm not kidding you. I just cut back drinking until 8 o'clock and then till bedtime. So that's cuts out roughly about 4 hours of drinking, which is probably 4 beers, maybe 5. That's 500 calories a day that I'm not taking in. Woohoo! And then doing the show, I don't get up as quickly to go get another beer during the show because, well, I don't want to be rude. But when I say there's someone at the door, I usually get a beer about that time. Checking the door.
Hey, I gotta say
Anyways,
one thing. I got one thing to say. That the people that weren't at Moonshiners, Shane cooked a turkey in the smoker, and I gotta say that was the best turkey I think we've ever had. It was very, very good. So if you want to know how to cook a turkey, catch up with Shane on that. It was awesome. Very good.
Well, thank you very much. I really feel it was all smoker because I had nothing. I didn't brine it because I didn't really have anything to put the turkey in the brine. And I didn't get to inject it. If I don't brine it, I'll inject it. I didn't have an injector. We went and got one, but the time we got back, the bird was only 4 or 5 degrees from being done, so it was kind of pointless. So really, it was just seasoned well and cooked at a low temperature. Worked out great. I thought it was pretty good. So thank you for the compliment there, Eric. I'll send you the $20 later.
Okay, thank you. And I thought the agreement was 40.
But yeah, that was if you could sell it. I didn't really buy into that.
Understood.
I mean, it was almost believable, but oh man. All right, so let's get on with this show.
I wish I was able to taste some of that turkey. I heard way too many good things about it.
Yeah, actually, there's quite a few of you decided to leave on Saturday and just leave me with a 20-pound turkey to get rid of, which I don't. Eric, how much was left of that? It wasn't very much, I don't believe.
No, there wasn't very much. We had a lot of people coming over and eating it. They heard about it all throughout the damn fly-in. Everybody was coming over.
Right.
So
I'm glad so I've come to a conclusion because the main voyage for the paratrailer was this at Moonshiners. I think I need to I was looking at getting maybe another solar panel and another battery, but I think if I just got another battery, and then see if the 2 batteries together will last the length of time I needed overnight, because we had the first night we got there, or the first afternoon, I drove all the way up with all the lights, the 12-volt lights inside the camper, thinking we're driving during the day, the solar panel will keep up with everything. It shouldn't be a problem. Well, that probably 2 o'clock in the morning, my inverter for the 110 fan started beeping because the battery voltage got too low. So we had to shut that off. And then we had to shut the exhaust fan off because it's 12 volt. And we weren't allowed to run generators up to 10 o'clock. And this is like 2 o'clock in the morning. So that first night was a little warm. Now, not saying that the rest of the night, it was cool there, 60 degrees at night. It was awesome. But just, I didn't have any windows. I don't have any windows in the paratrailer. I just have the exhaust fan and the air conditioner. So with that being said, the next day, we got enough power. I had borrowed from Brian Haybell Waller, borrowed his battery charger. So during the day when generator was running, I recharged the batteries along with the solar panel. And then we had the one day of clouds, what have you, and it just wasn't enough to carry it over to the next morning when the sun come back up. So we had 2 nights, I believe it was 2 nights that we pretty much ran out of battery power, if you will. So I think I'm going to add a second battery, and if that doesn't work, then I'll add another solar panel. But the second battery, I think, is going to be the trick to this. I don't know much about solar power. I don't know. It's a 60 watt, 5 amp solar panel dumping into one deep cycle battery. And it's a pretty big battery, deep cycle battery. So I figured that was going to be enough, but apparently it's not. So Eric, you don't have any solar panels on your mansion, right?
I do not have any solar panels. I wish I knew that you were looking for a battery, because I changed one out when we were there. I had one that I'm just going to set aside. I would have just thrown it in your trailer.
Well, it's got to match the other battery that I have.
Oh, okay.
You can't put in you can't put in oddball. They have to be, I guess, uniformed or same, whatever.
Right.
So,
okay.
Mark, you just jumped back in, right?
Yes, sir.
Oh, we got Will Fly jumping in here. See, look at me catching all these in the back room kind of things, dude. I'm almost figuring this out. Who knew? Oh,
Hey,
yeah.
Will, what did you do today?
Hey, man. I went to this little place. Hello, everybody. How are you?
Hello.
Anyway, I went to this little place called Kitty Hawk and flew it for the first time with a couple wonderful people, namely Brian Haybell Waller, who was gracious enough to let me stay in his world-class, world-famous Waller Hauler, and Eric and Jade Lear, aka Flying Flamingo, and Jim Reeves and Nick Griffith. Man, it was awesome.
Nice. Hey, we got Kent Stamey in the chat, and then we got a long lost guy that I haven't seen in forever. I think it's been about 6 years. Craig Taylor in the house. Hey, Craig, and he wants to know why we use wind generators like sailboats. Actually, the wind changes direction so much, I don't think the thing would keep up with the rotation. That would take forever, because that wind would change constantly there. So, Will, you had a good time? And any issues, any problems? Everything went well today?
I mean, it was a morning launch, and you know how I love morning launches. It was the second one, and if it weren't for the fact that it was Kitty Hawk, I wouldn't have been doing it. But it was Kitty Hawk, and went out there, set up. Of course, everybody, Jade and Eric and Nick, they just took off. Boom, they were gone. Took me 2 tries, but hey, I made it. And you know what? I'm really glad, because normally 3 tries is my max, but I swear it was like, I don't know, 60 degrees there, but it felt like it was 180 degrees, just the sweat dripping off of me. And I said, after this attempt, the second attempt, I'm just not going to do it. But I did, and I'm really grateful that I got to fly Kitty Hawk. I even got to see dolphins. That was really cool. Did you, Eric, you saw them, didn't you?
Yeah, I did. I saw a dolphin come up for air twice. That was kind of a cool thing.
Yeah,
Yeah, that was neat.
totally
Yeah,
unexpected.
Brian just texted me and said that his Wi-Fi connection where he's at is not great and his data's low. So he says to tell everybody hello and had a great time flying with everyone today. So did you, I mean, when you actually flew at Kitty Hawk, I mean, how did you feel? How did it make you feel with being such a monumental area?
It felt really cool. I mean, I can't really describe the feeling. I can say that the fact that I was flying near the ocean and over the beach was a little bit more impressive to me since I had never done that. And flying over the monument, really well, around the monument, that was really cool. But until we actually went to the museum and went and visited each monument, you know, the milestones that they had 4 flights in a day, and walked that line and kind of went through the history of, it's not like these guys just, you know, went to Kitty Hawk and flew. I mean, there was a lot that went into that. And being able to climb onto one of their replicas. They've got this huge metal replica that you can climb onto and take pictures with. It was kind of neat because most of those things, you know, they have ribbon around it and you can't get within 200 feet of it. And it wasn't like that there.
Right.
So the museum is kind of what made it more of an emotional thing for me, and how far we've come in 100 years.
That sounds awesome.
Yeah, I'm kind of, I would like, I don't know if flying there would be that, I don't want to say that big of a deal for me, but I think the history of it, because my wife and I are big history buffs. We love going, we go to Washington, D.C. and we don't stop. I mean, it's until everything's closed and they kick us out. We usually are the first ones in, last ones to leave out of everything. We just love the history of this nation, and that, I think flying there would be fun, but I fly the beach all the time, so it's not out of the ordinary for me. But I think flying where 2 fine gentlemen were the first to fly ever would be pretty cool. I just like to see all the stuff though, the history behind it. Like climb on that replica and go see the monuments. I think that'd be pretty cool. I actually seen the video or the pictures that Jade put out on Facebook today. And I was like, all right, now I kind of wish I was there. Before it was just, it's a 7-hour drive from Moonshiners to the monument, and then it was another 8 or 9 hour drive back home. That was just too much driving for me. The 11 hours was too much, and the rain.
Yeah.
So Will, what did you think of the ocean flying? It was, although it was a little strong this morning. What did you think?
Actually, it was kind of spooky in a way, you know. You don't have to fly very far to be outside of gliding distance. And
No.
I'll admit the dolphins really tempted me to fly low and further out than I probably should have. But yeah, I really enjoyed it. You know, it was I don't know if this is their season or what. I kind of expected it to be even busier than it was, maybe because it's so hot. But I definitely want to fly a beach again. And I'd like to fly a beach when you got a good, you know, a nice wind coming off the ocean, not a strong wind. And I would fly Kitty Hawk again. I'd like a little more wind and a little later in the day. But I wouldn't trade that experience for the world. I mean, you see all those people down there. When we went to tour the monuments and stuff, you see all the people down there. They're just like in awe of these little pieces and parts that were the real parts or tools that were used on the actual plane. Man, we got to see it from the air, you know? And hey, not a lot of people get to see that the way we got to see it.
Yeah. Yeah, with a sheet over your head and a fan on your back. Yeah, a lot of people don't see that. It is something to I mean, for paramotoring, the more I think about it, I see pictures of people flying and stuff, and I'm just like, it's so amazing that it takes so little equipment to get in the air. I mean, if you think about it, that sheet, I've watched people drop their wings over top of the wooden stakes that they have ribbon taken, you know, to ribbon off areas, and the stake just goes right through it like it's hot butter, or a knife through hot butter. And we're up there doing things on those wings, and I'm like, man, that makes you wonder. It doesn't take much. Eric, you slid your GoPro with a magnet mount on there across your wing, and it ripped it. It's just like, there's
Oh, I didn't know that. What did, so that magnet mount ripped your wing?
Yeah, so I think I had a piece of metal because it is magnet. I think it picked up a small something, and when I pinched the wing and between the two magnets, it wasn't exactly where I wanted it to, so I slid it over like a half an inch, and I heard the worst sound known to man if you're a PPG pilot. But I had sail repair tape that I keep with us, and quickly fixed it, and now it's doubled up there, so I know to put it in the exact same place each time.
Wow, I didn't know about that, so I'm glad I heard about that. I wonder if we should put that tape where we're going to put that magnet mount from now on. Would you advise doing that, or
It'd
what?
be a good idea just to double it up so it doesn't wear, you know. And just the biggest thing is when you go and put that thing on, just inspect the magnets to make sure it has not picked anything up. Kind of real quick, back to first flight there up in Kitty Hawk. Nick Griffiths made a good point. You know, this morning the thermal started boiling off pretty quick. Also, it's a very narrow runway as far as the trees. So just be careful with the rotor. We were all getting hit with the rotor when we were coming down to land. And it's pretty nasty. But on the other flip side, if you do go to fly there, and you want to kind of continue, you know, we are down in Frisco, which is all the way south of that of the Outer Banks. About an hour and 20 minutes to get down there. There's an airport down there at the end, and you can go up 100 feet and you can see the ocean on one side and the Sound on the other. And we've been flying there the past couple days. And if you go over on the Sound side, you can see, I don't know if they're stingrays or manta rays. I don't know the difference. I'm from Alaska. But you have these things floating around. You can see the fish in the water. There's very fast fish and there's slow fish. It's just, I don't know what kind of fish they are, just fish. But a lot of things to see over there. So if you want to, you know, if you guys have a bucket list and it's only an hour and a half away, go down there and fly that. It's pretty cool.
So let me ask Jade, how was your feelings towards flying Kitty Hawk?
I thought it was pretty cool. Like the guys said, I think the worst part was landing, because the rotor, I'm trying to think of what other, it was probably our Michigan fly-in, you guys weren't there, but it was a very narrow area with tall trees, and coming down, I felt like I was kind of going sideways. But once I got up over the trees on takeoff, it was like the monument was off to the right, and I just kind of did a circle around, and it was awesome.
Very nice. I enjoyed your pictures on Facebook, by the way. I looked at them all.
I went out to I saw Eric up by the ocean, and I went out that way, just kind of along the shoreline, and he was out a lot farther, and I was like, no, I'm going to stay along the shoreline. So
I will say, when JP flew your rig, your trike at Moonshiners, and I seen him take that seatbelt off. I wonder, in the situation of hitting the water and with a paramotor, if that isn't better to have that single lap belt. Not that a foot launcher could do that, but if it's not better, if you do go in the water. When I thought about that, when I seen him take that seatbelt off, I was like, man, that's just one click and you're out. You know, with the foot launcher, you got both thighs, two on your waist, and then one across your chest. That's a whole lot to try to figure out when you're fighting for air.
I know sometimes I feel like I should have a little bit more though too. So I don't know.
Yeah.
Hey, Shane, one thing I wanted to add is that the ability to fly that area, I think it's really taken for granted. If we were in another country, we wouldn't be so lucky, perhaps. And if you do fly the area, it would be terrible if something were to happen to that LZ and we couldn't, if you know what I mean. So I really encourage anyone to fly it, but be real respectful and, you know, follow the rules to the T. And hey, it'll be something that our kids will be able to fly, you know.
Is there any chance you guys could fly from the beach, take off from the beach? Is there a possibility of that, or you have to take off from the airport?
You guys can, I think, where you are, Jade and Eric, can't you?
That was the national shoreline, and I'm not real sure on that part. Remember the crab pots we were talking about?
Yeah.
So I don't think on that shoreline I could. On the east side, the west side of where we're at, probably could. The only problem is I don't even like walking in sand, let alone trying to run. And Jade would just end up plowing a field we could bury seeds in to plant our next year's harvest. So I'll stick with the runway.
Hey, for those in the chat, I can't really. My keyboard is on the fritz tonight. I don't know why. Jim Sierra 120. I actually saw your comment. I actually saw that setup. He's talking about the Andrew Fuller has a setup where it's a single buckle strap that disconnects everything at once. I just don't fly over water unless I have my flotation or I'm high enough that I know I can get out in a way. That is a concern. Kind of, I don't say concern. One of those things that freaked me out, that I see guys getting way too low, way too close to water. I'm like, dude, these motors are, they're not, what's the word I'm looking for? They're not predictable. They will run for 100 hours, no problem. And then the 101 hour doesn't want to run at all or stay running. So for me, I like to stay high enough that I know if anything happens, I'm going to make a right or left and make it to shore. So that's why I don't water foot drag unless I can actually see the bottom of it. And even then, I really got no wants to water foot drag. I don't want to get my shoes wet and I don't want to get wet myself. So I will just stay high and, well, I would rather fly close to trees and stuff than go over water, in my opinion. Well, what's your opinion on water foot drags? You like them? You don't like them?
I can tell you the last two, I mean, what you said something that's key, Shane. You don't like to water foot drag unless, and you might just not like to water foot drag, but you said unless you can see the bottom. And the last two places that I did water foot drag, one was just a huge freaking puddle in a field, and the other one was the creek there. And yeah, you know, I think I'm going to stick to just, if I do a water foot drag, I want it to be just a shallow puddle or creek. You know, something that if something did happen would prevent it from becoming catastrophic.
Yeah, I mean, I do very well hold my breath, but I don't know how I would do in a, oh crap, I'm actually sinking and I'm at the bottom and now I have to get out of this thing. None of that seems interesting to me. I don't care to go through that. Just so I know during the SIV course, my second one, I got dumped in the water on takeoff and it wasn't but a couple kicks and my feet were already wrapped up in lines. I was actually amazed at how quickly that happened. So I can't imagine, going in the water and then having a fight to get out. And then when you get out, you get hog tie yourself trying to get through the lines. It just, none of it seems like I want to be part of it. I'll be fine over dry land.
You have flotation. What about those? And I don't know anything about those fishing vests. If you know you're going over water, what about those fishing vests that can inflate, kind of like our inflation that we have now, but they're very, very low profile?
I got that.
Something like that work with the flotation we have on our machines, and plus however much fuel we don't have in our fuel tanks.
It would all help.
No, it'll help. But Sean, what was when you showed up with that same exact setup at the SIV course and you said, I want to try putting this on? What did Andrew tell you? You remember what he said to you?
Yeah, he said that it could, open up and I don't know, catch me inside the harness or something. So I took that off and I put on one of his regular floaty things.
He said those aren't guaranteed to inflate, but the life jacket is, because it's made out of a buoyant foam or whatever. So,
right. So you got a better memory than me, apparently.
Oh no, because it when he said it sank into me that I have the same thing that you have that you were going to use on my paramotor. These things aren't guaranteed to go off. You hit the water, they're supposed to detect water and inflate. There's nothing saying that your flotation with the CO2 cartridges have leaked over time. Who knows? They're not 100% going to go off every single time. You've heard about people driving down the road and hitting rain and they go off. Great. I want to know exactly.
Sorry about that.
No worries.
And my sister's all calling me, bugging me.
I want to know that I go in water, it's going to,
and there's no guarantee. My volume up.
Shane, I have a question. Hey, Linda, I have a question about the flotation stuff. I like to think that the flotation devices that are being made for paramotors are made with paramotoring in mind. Like, okay, you go in the soup, you go and you're in the water, your flotation device on your paramotor goes off. Wouldn't it be designed in a way that would keep you or help you lean back and be face up instead of face down? I mean, couldn't you be in a situation where the flotation device works against you if it's not properly designed?
100%. 100%. Here is, let me turn my background off real quick. So the flotation I have goes on the cage behind me, behind the seat. So, hey, look, Susan, thought I was kidding about my InstaShade. It's sitting right here. So let me make myself. But here's the flotation. It actually straps in behind me. So if it's too low and it inflates, it's going to push you forward. It's not going to be behind you. You're going to have the weight of the motor and everything. It's in your fuel tank. It's going to push you forward and you're facing to the water. The same thing with the life jacket. When I went in at the SIV, the padding that was in the free flight harness and the life jacket wanted to put me face down into the water. I have a feeling these are going to do the exact same thing. I don't know. I mean, unless you decide to go ahead and jump in a pool and give it a shot, you're not really going to know. But inside this, I don't know if you guys have ever looked inside of one of these. You've got the bag that inflates. So this will inflate with the CO2 cartridge right here. Now, if can't see it. All right, so that's a CO2 cartridge. I put this in when I got this over a year ago, almost a year ago. Who's to say that this hasn't leaked out? How do you figure out whether or not it's still got CO2 in it or not? You can take your last dying breath and blow it up into this and blow up your bag. The choice is yours. I don't know.
That'd
what
be
you
pretty
wanna
tough to do when you're like, I don't know, man.
That's what I laugh about it. I mean, I'm making a joke right now, but I mean, in the situation, what do you do? Like, seriously. So
Well,
these are not guaranteed to open. You'd like to think they are.
I think Nick Griffith
go ahead.
kind of made a point there that he says it'll save the machine, and give you time to cut away, unbuckle, get away from the machine, cut off any lines that are wrapped around your feet. And I think it's just a little bit of extra time.
Right. I mean, a seatbelt isn't going to save your life in a car accident if the car accident's at 100 mile an hour and you hit a wall. There's only so much your body can take at a stopping. So seatbelts do save lives. These flotations do save lives.
Right.
But there's just no guarantee. And that's how quickly it goes back together. It's just Velcro. But if my house floods, my refrigerator's going to be floating because they're sitting on top of it.
Right.
I will tell you, for whoever's going to Dave, Craig Taylor says pull the cord. There is a cord that you can pull to inflate it. When I go to Dave Purden's, we're right there on the Ohio River. And this is a whole nother thing a lot of people haven't thought about, or I'm assuming they haven't thought about. The Ohio River is actually a pretty fast moving river. So let's just say you go into the river and you do get inflation on both life-saving things there, your flotation device. Your wing is automatically going to get sucked in underwater to the underwater current. And when that wing gets caught onto whatever log, stick, whatever, your flotation device is only going to let you sink to a certain point. You're still going to be, wing's going to be stuck here and you're going to be getting pulled under. So if you do fly Dave Purden's, make sure you stay high enough over that river, because I don't think anything's really truly going to save you if you get stuck in that water.
How deep?
I was actually, they have a max depth of 130 feet and an average of about 40 feet.
Wow.
So, yeah, I mean, it's nothing I'm interested in going into. So, what did Jim see? Jim Sierra 120 says, for those who are considered about the waterland, you should be very concerned. I recommend checking out Team Fly Halo series on YouTube, Project Water Landing. It's sobering. So yeah, they do have a video out that shows you the different things that happen during water landings. I was always told if you can't make it back to shore and you know you're not going to make it, to unbuckle and about 5 feet before you hit the water, jump out. That way your gear and everything continues on and you just swim back to shore. Or hopefully. At least you're not stuck to your machine and you're not tied up in the lines. Which at 25, 30 miles an hour, that's going to be a hard hit even at 5 feet. That's going to suck. I guess it's better than drowning, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah, that wouldn't be bad if you were going in with a motor out and you knew it in advance. But if you took a massive collapse or something, if you had some kind of wing failure and you were getting tossed around all the way into the water, I think you're pretty well screwed.
Well, that's thinking positive, Mark.
Whatever I could do for you.
Hey, I wondered if we could circle back and we were talking about flying the beach and the sand. That can't be good for your prop, you know? What do you think about that, Eric?
I don't know. I'm just going to stay away from sand. I don't want it in my wing. I don't want it in my lines. I definitely am not running in it. So
Hey, where's Brian Waller when you need him? I found something out in my grass.
Ooh.
Hello, Mr. Snake. Stop biting me, fool.
What is
Yeah, I'm
that,
not
a
scared
garden
of snakes,
snake?
just the glass snake.
No,
He's biting.
I mean, really, who does that? He
I
finds,
know, what? Oh,
what is he in the backyard taking a leak and he sees a snake and he grabs? That didn't sound good.
that is pet snake?
No, he just found it.
Oh, heck no. No
I
way.
didn't get a good look at it. I don't know if it was a
Okay,
garden snake
yeah.
or what.
No
I think
way.
he said it was a glass snake.
A glass snake.
Yeah, which I don't know what that is.
I still wouldn't pick it up.
I wouldn't either.
No, thank you. Quite all right.
Well, if any of you guys want to scare me with snakes, good luck. Just saying.
Well,
We
wait,
got
They
some
were saying
ideas
that-
for you, Shane.
where?
Yeah, I'm ready for it.
All
Wait,
right, man.
Shane, you sitting out in your front yard and you just saw the snake, or did it come in your house? Like, what the heck?
No, he was on the back patio when I went out there to check the back door and make sure there was no intruders, and I found him.
And you found the intruder. The snake was the intruder.
You used to raise snakes, didn't you?
Yeah, I did raise. I had one Burmese python, or I'm sorry, yeah, one Burmese python. I had an albino Burmese. He was 12 foot long, and I had 11 or 12 ball pythons, and I bred those. But when my son was born at 8 pounds 2 ounces, and we were feeding the snake 13-pound rabbits, somebody had to go. So we ended up getting rid of the snakes, and well, we kept the kid.
So you'd probably walk around the kitchen with a python like wrapped around on your shoulders, like on Crocodile Dundee.
I had the ball pythons. I had about 8 or 9 of them hanging off me. The Burmese was too big. He was just a breeder. He was a breeder male, and he wasn't very friendly. And when he grabbed a hold of you, it was, well, you're gonna need a beach towel to clean up the mess after he got done getting a hold of you.
All right, on another note, let's talk about bunny
Yeah.
rabbits or something,
Did you see Jim CR's comment, Shane?
I'm reading it right now.
Yeah, a shot of penicillin cures that.
Not that
Yeah.
comment, apparently.
No, he said he had a friend land in water, and another guy immediately landed and jumped in to help him. He was helpless.
I
Dude,
wonder
I'm
if he
telling
was
you,
wearing
don't-
a flotation.
Well, Jim CR 120 in about 20 seconds. Can we see your sign saying, or your comment saying he was or wasn't wearing a flotation? The fuel tank, I tell you what, was it? Yeah, Tom Kubat was the one that jumped in the water in his pool or something with no motor on, but he had a fuel tank on or something. I can't remember the video.
I think he had a frame with some bricks on it.
Yeah. I mean, if you got a half a tank of fuel, you will get quite a bit of flotation from that. But if you happen to go in with a full tank, that's just added weight that's going to pull you down. He said no flotation. Man, dude, I couldn't even. Smart car, Brian. I love the guy to death. He's a great pilot. He takes unnecessary risks, in my opinion. He knows it. He'll tell you, but he always tells you, "Oh man, I had glide ratio. I had to glide. Like, man, you didn't glide nothing but into the water if that motor died." But yeah, he just I think he's a great pilot. I just think there's unnecessary risk that that comes with flying too close to water. Oh, Kent Stanley said Shane might not be scared of snakes, but I bet you could get a rise out of him if you let if someone pooped in my camper. Yeah.
That's a good
Feel
one.
bad about
No,
that.
if they left some poop on your step.
Oh.
Oh,
Oh.
well, I could wash that off, or I could just rip the steps off and just climb up there on a step ladder and
You just get new
afterwards.
steps.
Oh.
Yeah.
So when you're doing that foot dragging on the water, okay, so you land in the water, is there an automatic shut off where that motor just shuts down, or you hit the water and that motor, like, just like a fan, keeps going?
No, the motor is just like us. We can't run unless we got oxygen. So as soon as you hit the water and it sucks up water, it's done. And then
And that's got to be like, okay, well, I have to ask. So that has to be like super heavy. And you land it and that shut out. You have a thing on your back and you're in the water. How deep was that water when you did your little splash?
Well, it was ankle deep, but I'll tell you, what doesn't kill us makes us stronger, right? So, you know, the little lake they had there, or pond at Bad Apples. I won't foot drag that. Now, and that was my first foot drag on water.
that one's supposed to only be 4 foot. Not that 4 foot you can't drown in 4 foot of water, but it's only supposed to be 4 foot. Which still, I would not. Even the side of it on the bank, still nothing for me, because it's not worth it to me. I don't even foot drag the ground. I will do it very rarely. The wind has to be perfectly laminar. It has to be nil wind, if you will. If there's any bumps involved, it's just not something I would like to do.
Yeah, and chances are there's going to be bumps involved when you got 20 guys trying to do it at the same time, you know?
Yeah, but I mean, you land in that water and then you have the wing. So then the wing gets full of water, right? So you're trying to get yourself out of the water with all this weight on your back.
Honestly, what was coming to my mind immediately, I remember telling myself, because you know, the wing and the water, I said, oh, heck no. Because I didn't want a wet wing. So
the wing didn't hit the water then? You kept the wing out of the water?
The wing wasn't in the water. The wing never went in the water.
Oh, really?
That one won't plug in.
Wow.
So as someone that white-watered raft down there with several people on a queen-size air mattress, hey, Will, there are several spots in that area that are neck deep.
Yeah, that's right.
Along that way. So, I mean, where you decided to lay your wing down was pretty ideal. What I don't understand for the life of me is I couldn't walk in the stream without falling down. How in the hell does someone land on these slippery round rocks?
I was just talking to Brian about that. I have no freaking idea. I said the same thing. I said, I don't know how I didn't slip, because you take one step in that little creek and you're pretty much going down if you're not paying real close attention, you know? So I don't know.
Hey, listen, more power to you, dude, because I'm telling you, the first time I actually went swimming in there wasn't on purpose. I made it all the way down on the air mattress, dry as a bone, except for my ankles and my feet that got in the water getting in. Once I got on the air mattress, I was like, I'm not getting this water. Water's cold. And then my wife is like, oh, we should step over here. So I take a step, and next thing I know, I'm underwater. I was just like, well, if you're going to go in, that's the way to do it.
Hey, Will.
So
yeah,
you didn't run out of talent doing the water foot drag. You ran into somebody else's rotor, correct?
yes.
Okay.
Well, I mean, hey, at the end of the day, it is what it is. I ran into his rotor. First of all, I shouldn't have been doing it. And so there would be it's mea culpa, or whatever, what do you call it? It's my fault. But the reality is that I ran into his rotor, I hit sink, and I didn't have enough gumption to get out of it. With the motor didn't respond as quickly as I wanted it to, and so I went in.
Well, You could be on right this minute, Will.
What?
You could be on that show right this minute, like the other guys when they have their fly-ins and stuff. Do you watch that show? Right.
No. Sorry.
A lot of people,
If
a
it's
lot
not
of
on
guys-
Netflix, I probably don't watch it.
but they put a lot of the our para friends or whatever have put videos on there of their fly-ins and stuff.
Oh.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
Jim CR120 says, "What a great idea! Foot dragging with an inflatable raft, like surfing but different." And then you got Ben from Paramotor NC. Check out the AWK BOTS. It says 30 feet of foot dragging sand can destroy your prop. He recommends prop tape or racer tape on the last 6 inches of the prop. 19 minutes to the into the last video. Every time I fly the beach, I take electrical tape and I lay it out on a table and I cut evenly, same length on both pieces, and I put it actually about 12 inches all the way from the tip of the prop all the way to the 12 inches, so that and when I take that tape off, you can actually see where the sand has hit it, and it's kind of not as shiny in the areas that where the sand hit it. So yeah, if you do fly the beach and drag the beach, make sure you got tape on there, because if not, you're not going to have much of a prop left.
I'm with Eric.
Slow days.
I'll skip the sand.
Mm-hmm. Mark says he's not designed for sand in his pants.
Yeah, I don't know about
Hey,
sand,
again,
but go ahead, Eric. Go ahead, Shane.
I was just going to say, for everybody in the chat, I can't type my keyboards down, so I'm just trying to catch up with you guys during the show verbally. I'm sorry, I can't make smart comments just in the chat. Go ahead, Will.
Oh, I was just reading. Sean Nasker is asking, whose rotor did I hit? I don't know if I should disclose that information or not.
Oh, I think you should save it for your video and make sure you put smart.
Sucker pulled in front of me.
Oh man. Oh, he loves, dude. That guy will be 1,000 feet. He'll cut in front of me, and I'm just like, well, here we go. Okay, we're flying again. Every time, I'm like, man, I tell you what. When I first started flying, and the first couple people that did that to me, I was so mad because it scared the crap out of me. Like I was just waiting for the world to end. You know what I mean? Like lights out. And honestly, I mean, just fly the wing, dude. It all it wants to do is fly, and you literally have to. I've flown behind trikes. I've flown behind foot launchers and had that happen. And it's just a bump. You know, the time you get through it, it's over and done with. I mean, your heart's beating a little faster, but it keeps you awake.
Yeah, my own wake spooks me sometimes. You know, you're not expecting what it is.
I know, if you could just see the air, it'd be awesome, because you'd be like, oh, here it comes.
Who can we talk to about that?
Exactly. Can I get some being able to see wind vision, please? I'm going to go to the eye doctor. Yes, I need to be able to see wind.
Maybe we could have someone launch balloons every 25 feet or so, and then we could keep track of the wind as we're going through it. That would be cool. Brian Waller does that. Maybe not 25 or not one every 25 feet.
Did I tell you the last time I went to the eye doctor? I told him, I said, every time I close my eyes, I can't see. Something's wrong with my vision. He just looked at me for about 10 minutes. Let that one sink in. That's a slow burn right there.
Yeah.
Dude, that guy looked at me like I'm crazy. Like every time I close my eyes, I can't see. Didn't get it. He did not get it.
I didn't get it. No, I got it, Shane.
I can see you got it. See what I did there?
John, depends on the weight on your wing as well. So I guess he's talking about how well you penetrate the turbulence, or he's actually talking about the turbulence that you create, that's created. assume.
And he says right below that, heavier on the wing, the less turbulent it can be. That's because you're flying so damn fast. Well, with moonshiners, how fast did you burn through your fuel compared to normal?
I burn through my fuel quicker at moonshiners.
Right. Yeah. Oh, yeah.
I don't have an exact number, but I do know it was more than I normally burn.
I know here in Florida, I can get 2 hours and 15, 2 hours and maybe 25 minutes, maybe on a tank of fuel. There, I start out with the whatever 10.5 liters, and at 1 hour flight, I was left with 4 liters in my tank in an hour.
What is your tank?
It's a 10 or 10.5 liter. I don't know. I fill it all the way up till I can't get no more in it. Every flight, every single flight. I'm one of those guys. I go. I'm only planning on going up for maybe an hour. But what happens if someone's 30 minutes into the flight? They're like, "Hey, by the way, we're gonna go do a cross country." Well, now I'm good. But if I only went up with 5 or 6 gallons of fuel, I'd be like, "Well, have fun." I learned that after my engine out. I shouldn't say engine out. When I ran out of fuel at the compound, I didn't put it. I think I put 7 liters in, and well, I flew around for about 30 minutes before everybody took flight, and then they all decided to head for a cross country, and I was like, all right, I'll go with you. Totally not thinking about it until I got to the point of no return and went a little further than that, and then decided to check my fuel, and I couldn't even see gas in my fuel tank. So that was fun.
I burned
Lesson learned.
about 2 liters more per hour.
Up there.
Yeah, up at Moonshiners.
What was your longest flight that you took up there, Mark?
Hour and 20 minutes.
That's about what I was doing, an hour and 20 minutes. And then after that, I just didn't feel comfortable. The burn rate up there was different. So I cut myself off at an hour, pushed myself once or twice to hour and 20 minutes. And I'm telling you, I was nervous the entire time. I kept pulling my mirror out, looking. I'm like, I got plenty of fuel. It just did not sit right with me. And I'm wondering, Will, if you were, say, back home, your homeland there, and that same thing happened, do you think you'd have the lift and the throttle to get you out of the water?
Yeah, I do. I think my engine performance would have been greater, and
right.
But that I take everything back to personal responsibility. I mean, I knew about the performance issue. We had been talking about it for like how long, you know? So,
right.
Yeah, I'm glad I learned that lesson.
That's just like my takeoff that I almost destroyed my equipment on. I knew normal situation, I had plenty of room, but that place wasn't normal. And I didn't want to, I had a sweatshirt on. It was hot as all get out on the ground. I didn't want to back up and give myself more room. And I literally said, it's going to be questionable. And it could not be more questionable than, than that takeoff. And I started to get lift, and I was like, all right, great, I'm going to make it. And then it set me back down where I kept on flying or running because I wasn't flying. And I almost bit the bullet on that. And it would have been great because I was in front of everybody.
It sure showed the advantages of not getting in your seat early. I mean, that stuck out like a sore freaking thumb there.
Oh, exactly. I mean, not just in my situation, but in everyone. How many people did you see running full speed, get lift, stay out of their seats, and all of a sudden come right back down to the ground?
I did that a couple of times.
Yeah, I think on every flight that I took, I started running, got lift. I was like, oh yeah, and then here's the ground again. Keep running because and I was I swear to you, I never go full throttle on takeoff. Never. There, I was squeezing, trying to get more out of it than it had left in it, and I was still asking for more. And it
You're
just didn't seem
squeezing
like
the
I
heck
was-
out of that throttle. It's not doing you any good. Is it? You white knuckling that throttle, man. Come on, just a little more.
Oh, dude, it was, and I felt like I wasn't going anywhere. I just, it was horrible. And then my last flight was Saturday morning. I took off, started climbing, and for whatever reason, I've never had this issue ever. Nothing's changed on my straps, everything the same length, same whatever. I could not get in my seat and save my life. I'm flying, I'm get above the trees, I go over the creek to the little 90 there where we were doing the swimming at, and I'm climbing and I'm like fighting to get in my seat, and I was like, crap, I'm gonna have to stow my I already stowed the brakes, and I'm trying to fight to get in my seat, and I could not get in my seat, and I've never had that happen before. And then right as I get to the top of the trees, I go to like grab my riser to try to like wiggle in, which I know you're not supposed to grab your risers, and I freaking double tap my kill switch, which was just enough to make it go burr, 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 burr. I was like, oh, well, dummy, like you're only 50, 60 feet off the ground. What are you doing? And finally, I was able to get into my seat. But I mean, I would have just gone into the trees or into the cornfield. I mean, I was not high enough to deal with anything. But I would have been already ready for landing because I was never in my seat ever. So yeah, I finally got into the seat, and I don't know what happened. I just couldn't get in it, and I don't know why. Which bugs me more because then you can't fix the problem. You know what I mean? You don't know what the issue is, and well,
I had the same exact issue, and I don't know how that could correlate to performance, but I don't know. I had the same issue. I had trouble getting into my seat there on one occasion.
I only had one occasion I had problems getting in my seat, and I don't know why it was. And
oh wait, no, man, we were chowing down on like Kent Stamey. He'd be bringing these desserts, and Jade, man, she'd have peach pie. I think our butts increased in size. Maybe that's what's going on.
That's what I was thinking. Was that the morning after the lasagna?
Yeah.
You know, it's pretty funny because John Wayne comes over, and every time he comes over, he's looking at us. He goes, all you guys do is eat around here. You get done with breakfast, you're making lunch. You get done with lunch, you're making dinner.
It does seem like that.
It does. When I was up there, I noticed on the foot launch, I had to be in the throttle a little bit more, but on the trike, man, at 8,000 RPM, I had to stay there just to maintain altitude. If I wanted to climb, I squeezed that throttle to 8,500, but it was ridiculous. I burned through a lot of gas.
What about the moonshine? Did anybody else drink a lot of moonshine? I only had a couple sips. I don't do good with moonshine. It makes me tired and go to bed early.
Nope.
Yeah, I'm not.
Oh, wait a minute.
I
tried it, Mark. You tried it, Mark, didn't you?
No, I didn't try any of it.
Eric tried it, didn't you? It seemed like everybody had these clear glass with clear liquid in it.
Yeah, I tried it,
Yeah.
but I didn't. I wasn't a lot.
Drink it. Right. No, I took a sip of Amy George's moonshine she had, and then they gave me a pint of it, and I took it back to the fridge, and I think I still have some in there. I think Krista drank quite a bit of it. Man, that's not the type of drinking I like to do. I don't drink the hard stuff, and I like it. I'll take a sip here and there, but man, I watch people drink pints of that stuff in one sitting. I'm like, dude, I would be asleep right now. You wouldn't even know I was there.
Well, Jade makes some awesome peach pies. I can tell you that from experience. And the other thing, I know Paramotor NC Ben's on here, and I didn't get a chance to thank him, but he made a really nice donation to the group for food. So, hey, thank you, Ben. That was really nice, man.
Hey, I checked the balance on that card, by the way, and there is $1.85 left on it. I literally
saying there's a chance.
Yeah, $1.85 is $1.85.
Right.
No, I was kind of curious because I was trying to keep a mental note of it when I was shopping, and I was the last time we went to the Food Lion and got that injector, and I think we got another box of stuffing or something. And the lady rang it up, and I put the card in there, and it took it. And I was like, "Oh, there's still money on here." I was like, "Maybe my math is off," because I thought I was gonna like partially have to pay cash with it or whatever. And she's like, "Oh, here you go. Here's your receipt." I was like, "I'm out of here." So yesterday when I was sitting at work, I was like, "How much money's left on this?" Because I figured I'd just save it for the next fly-in. I don't think $1.85. If $1.85 we can make it work. I'm thinking ramen noodles, breakfast, lunch, and dinner. We'll share a cup each.
You better bring the water from home.
Yeah,
Yeah, right. Oh, Eric and Jay, can you you need to check the mat pocket of your passenger front seat. I'm just saying.
If not, remind me at the next fly-in. I'll check it.
Okay.
Shane,
Oh,
this is why we were hiding money in your helmet.
I hid a little extra in Jade's favorite cup. I knew she would find it eventually because she likes that cup. Her coffee. What is that? A coffee cup or a drink cup or whatever?
That's my drinking cup.
The drinking cup. Okay. So the day I was leaving, I just wanted to double check to make sure it was still there. So I opened the cabinet and I'm looking, and that freaking money is gone. I'm like, oh man. And Eric opens the door and he sees me looking in that cabinet, and I said, Eric, man, I had some emergency cash in here because I didn't want it to get wet, so I just put it in the cup. Well, then he had to tell me where it was. He believed me.
I can't believe he fell for it.
And I heard Jade in the background say, don't believe him. or you believed him. So thank you, Eric.
Oh, that's awesome. That is awesome.
The sad thing is, I do have your address.
Yeah, I will refuse any mail from Wisconsin.
It's always a game of, I mean, it's super nice that you show appreciation and you're thankful for, what hospitality they gave you, whatnot. But I mean, you did the same thing to us. Krista thought she was all slick putting $10. Will gave us $10 for coffee that we were leaving in our camper. He bought the coffee or something. Krista gave him $10 or something. I don't remember how the whole story goes, but Krista gets in the truck and she's all giddy and she's like, "Oh, I put the $10 in his luggage or whatever, and he won't find it till we get home or till he gets home." And I'm like, and she was all giddy about it, dude. She was all happy. And then she called you or you called her or whatever, and she goes, "Did you find the $10 yet?" And you go, "Did you find the $40 yet?" And she goes, "How did $10 turn into $40?"
It's like, all about. It's all about, I want to feel good about it too. You know what I mean? So it's a win-win situation, man. So my grandpa used to say, if somebody wants to give you something, they really want to give it to you, take it.
Well, that's why I give you shit so much. I really want to give it to
man. You. Yeah, well.
And he takes it.
I do, don't I, Mark?
All I know
yeah,
is
that's a good
I-
group of guys.
all I know is I got a great video of Mark McElroy freaking screaming like a girl because his generator screamed at him.
That's not nice.
Are you gonna share it?
Oh, I will in my video. I'm gonna have a
Okay.
bloopers reel. Everybody that got scared of the snake and got scared themselves from whatever reason. I will tell you, I did order some stuff for the next gathering we get together. I've got a couple new little gadgets coming out. May or may not be remote controlled.
I have got to get better friends.
Hey, for $4.95, I bought a turd, just so you know, and I plan to put it in Eric's.
Check out DP's comment.
Grandpa, Grandpa, get your finger out of there.
That's hilarious.
Oh man.
Wonder what Sean's up to.
I don't know.
Building a
We should pin him.
paramotor.
Let's pin him. Oh, he's turned his camera off. I can't pin him.
Hey, now I'm putting together another paramotor. This is one of the hardest paramotors I had to put together. I'm sweating out here. This is the apparently the prototype for the Rebel frame, and I see why they changed some of these settings on the RS2, because this is crazy difficult.
Is that the lightweight one?
Yeah, it's supposed to be lightweight. Just don't know how to. It's kicking my butt. Come on, is it in? Come on. This is it's so hard to get it in. I mean, I'm pulling it back, I'm wiggling it, and the damn thing's not going in the freaking hole. Ugh.
That's
Holy
why he was
crap.
muted.
I can't get it in the hole. I think I'm just too damn old.
You sure it's the
Hey,
right
I guess
spar?
What's that?
You sure it's the right spar?
I hope so. Yeah, it's definitely the right spar.
Hey, another week and another in a row. I
Yeah,
don't know who my hater is on this channel, but it doesn't hurt my feelings, dude. I think it's whoever it is. Apparently, I'm doing something they don't like, or I'm doing something well enough that they want to try to cause some issues. But I really don't care. But I do appreciate the moderators taking care of that for me, by the way.
Yeah. I think you're succeeding.
yeah.
I
If you
don't-
hate it, then you've done something right.
Yeah.
How can you hate on this show? We're just sitting around talking about nothing now, dude. Seriously.
You're
It
right.
cracks me up. I mean, what threat am I to anybody or any other channel doing this show? It cracks me up.
Ignore the hater,
But-
Shane.
Oh, I'm all good, dude. I was actually waiting for it. I told before the show, I was like, well, I wonder how long before. So I've had Gwen Stefan channel, who was whatever this guy's name is, and then yeah, it just keep on coming. Whatever. You got to go through all the trouble of making an email and setting up a YouTube channel just to do that. All right.
I'm just
So who ended up taking that picture of your background there, Will?
Oh, that's all right. Step away from it so I can see. So you got Eric and Jade on this side, right? Eric and Jade on the right. You got Nick Griffith in the left, and that's Jim Reeves in the red shirt, and then Brian Haybale Waller on the far left. And I was able to circle that thing. They've got a path that goes around it, a concrete path. So I just kind of went all the way around it on the Segway. It was really nice, man.
I got it in. Finally. I got it.
How's it feel?
Oh man, it's incredible. I'm sweating. I'm like overheated. But it feels amazing once you get it in the right hole. Because I think I was going in the wrong hole at first, and it was like, no, wrong hole. So I finally got in the right hole, and I'm good. I'm gonna have a cigarette. I'm gonna sleep. This is great.
Hey, would you mind
in a
putting on
timeout?
What's that?
What's that?
Is there any way we can put Sean in a timeout?
yeah, and have him change his shirt to a Paramotor NC shirt?
Oh, so you don't like this one? I'm sorry. I should change the shirt.
Hey, since Sean's a grandpa and he's sweating, is this sweating to the oldies or sweating on
yeah.
the oldies?
The oldies sweating.
Oldies but goodies.
Have you all? I just walked in when I got on the show, but had Jade and Eric said anything about what they've done today?
I don't.
There's no wind, so we haven't been kiteboarding. So we went, we did what we did this morning, and then drove hour and a half back down to the south end of the island. What did we do today? We didn't do a whole lot. Took a couple naps, walked out in the water, and the water was like hot. So it would have been nicer if it was colder, but no, just it was a relaxing day.
You sound like the complaining Canadians, man. They come down in the winter. You know what I mean? They come down in the winter in the pool. It's a heated pool. And they're like, oh, man, it's too hot. Oh, anyways.
Oh, no complaints here. Let me tell you.
So you didn't get a lesson?
We needed a vacation from moonshiners. Now we're going to need a vacation from our vacation.
I felt that way as soon as I turned south from moonshiners. I was like, I need a vacation. Like, I'm exhausted. I did just fine driving 11 hours up there. I struggled the entire ride home to stay awake, which Nick would have been more than happy to help drive. Krista would have been more than helpful to drive. I would have just went to sleep, and I kind of felt like that would have been a little for me. Nick fell asleep, and we laughed about it. Guy was exhausted. I don't think that's anything wrong with it. If I would have fallen asleep, I would have thought it was rude. That's just the way I think. I don't know why. But, I mean, if I fall asleep, I feel like it's just rude of me to fall asleep. If someone else falls asleep, I'm like, oh, he's tired or she's tired. Let him sleep. No big deal. That's just the way I think. I don't know why. But
I fell asleep with Jay driving.
Yeah.
That's because you had been driving all the, you taking breaks driving, right? I mean, you take turns driving.
Yeah. Yep.
Now I'll do the 15 hours to Purdon's. No problem. Good night, Susan. Thank you for shipping that package to me, by the way. Appreciate it. I will leave. I'll get off work Friday, and I'll have my truck loaded up by 5:30. I'll be showered by 6. I'll eat something. I'll take a couple Benadryl, and I'll sleep until 2 o'clock in the morning. And then I get up and just tear out of here, and I'll drive until I get to Ohio. No problem. During the day, it's not a big deal for me, but on the ride home, it just was. Man, I don't know. There was a lot of staying up late and getting up early, and I think it caught up to me. I am going to have a birthday Friday, so maybe I'm just getting too old. I can't hang no more. Who knows?
It's easier to me. It's easier driving to where I'm going than driving back from where I've been. Just kind of the trip seems longer.
Aaron, how many hours is that? He said he drove from where'd it go? I'm looking through my Salton to Missouri. How many hours is that? I know from here to my wife's cousin's house, because I'm gonna get there early. I will be I think it's 15 hours, 14 and well, if I drive by myself, not with Krista, it's like 14 and a half hours or 15 hours. With her, it's 16 and a half hours. So yeah, it's a good little drive. 24 hours. Yeah, I don't know if I could do 24 hours anymore. Back in my day, I probably could do 24 hours, but I can't do it now. No. My wife is a horrible co-pilot, by the way. We used to leave here at 5:30 or 6 o'clock in the afternoon on Friday and head to Ohio, and I'd drive until I got tired. And then I'd go over and lay down on the other side, and Krista would drive, and she'd complain the entire time she can't see. I can't see at night. I can't see the glare. Too much. So now I've learned to just leave at 2 o'clock in the morning and drive there, get there at 5 in the afternoon, and we're good. 4 or 5. It's all good.
Dude, your birthday is on Friday the 13th.
Yeah. It's not the first time it's happened.
Huh. Interesting.
You share my wife's birthday, by the way. You know that, right, Shane?
Yes. Yeah, we talked about this. And Krista shares a birthday with Violet, which is Smart Car Brian's daughter. Which, thank you guys again for making that little girl feel unbelievable, and Violet too. No, I'm just kidding. She was head over heels. She's like, holy crap! Everybody kept giving her presents. She's like, I don't even know these people. But it just goes to show you the type of people the paramotor community is, that they've never even met Violet or met her only once, and they brought her, took time out to get her a gift or whatever, and made this little girl's day. So I know Brian's told Krista and myself multiple times, thanks everybody that did that. It was totally awesome, you guys. Ben from Paramotor NC. Whoop. Yeah.
Make sure you tell Brian to have Violet watch at least the beginning of the show tomorrow.
Okay. I'll have to tell Rachel, she's the responsible one,
Okay.
about it, because Brian will be like, oh man, I forgot. But Paramotor NC, I'm sorry, yeah, Paramotor NC says Smart Car Brian is the best name ever. So when he does decide to start a YouTube channel, that hopefully will be his handle, because nothing funnier than seeing him pull up at the Sebastian Airport with his paramotor on the back, and there's no exaggeration, it is literally just his paramotor cage is just as wide as the back of his car. So if you've ever decided that you might want a smart car and you're not sure, sit next to someone behind your paramotor and understand that's as far as you get. That's
I was surprised to see him. I didn't think he was going to make moonshiners.
Yeah, it was kind of a last minute deal, and they got a really good deal on an Airbnb. I think it was like $68 a night or something. It was a 2 or 3 bedroom little thing. He was actually staying at the same campground. I think it was a cabin or something at a campground with Todd. Why can I never say his last name? Fadstaff? I'm so bad with that. Anyways, Brian's like, I could have sworn I seen him at the campground with his big camper, but I didn't want to go over and see if it was him. And then Todd came up to him and said, hey, you staying at the campground? He's like, yeah, I knew it was you. Like, man, if I think it's somebody I know, I'm going to go over and say, hey, how's it going? Oh, I don't know you. Cool. See you later. Not Brian. Brian's not going to do any of that nonsense.
You got your buddy Jason in the chat. Did you see that?
No. Jason Russell Smith?
Russell Smith. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I did miss him, though. He's my he's my definite false dad. Thanks, Craig, for breaking that down for those who are unable to pronounce crap correctly. Jason, I went to school with his ex-girlfriend at the time, or his girlfriend at the time. And then Jason and I kind of just kicked it off, and we fly whenever we get a chance. But every flying I've ever been to, he's been there except for this one. So he started a real job and has a real life now and can't just take off and go. But Jason, honestly, I don't think you missed a whole heck of a lot. The air was unpredictable, and it was a tough flight. The altitude, I think the altitude, so for those who flew at Moonshiners, would you say the bigger problem was the altitude or the shifty wind? That's not the word I want to use.
Shifty wind for me.
Yeah.
Because I think that I'd be able to launch, into laminar wind. I think it's just a shifty wind.
Yeah, I think that's why you could literally look down the field, down the runway, and see flags, 6 different flags along the way, pointing in different directions at any given point. And it's just, was it the bowl effect? Because we were inside of a bowl of mountains. The event was great. I'm not bashing, by no means am I bashing Moonshiners, the organization that they did a great job. I thought Dave was the airport manager. Guy was totally cool. I enjoyed talking with them. Had a great time. The only negative would be the wind and the altitude. We're not accustomed to that altitude, and it definitely made a huge impact on a lot of people's equipment. I mean, I've seen carnage at fly-ins, but not like this. I mean, what was the guy, Mike, destroyed 3 paramotors in one day, his trike and 2-foot units in one day. I'm like, dude, I'd have packed up.
There was one launch I did, and it took me 40 minutes of just trying to figure out how precisely to put my wing to match the wind, And it's just like, I'll say this. Once you made it up, you were freaking golden. I mean, you have to admit, that's a beautiful country. The mountains, the lake on the other side of the mountain. It was just beautiful.
I got to see a bear from the air again. I've only seen it twice. I did look at that video, and I am going to have to blow it up because it's not, GoPros suck at distance. But you can tell there's a black object in a tree, but it's not like you can go, oh, that's a bear. I would have to point out there's a bear, and it's just a black dot, pretty much. So, Jason, I am working on my video. I've got by the way, if anybody has any video of me flying or taking off, landing, if you could send it to me, that'd be great. And if I could use it in my video, that'd be even better. But yeah, I do have my GoPro. Eric, or Jade, have any of you guys had this problem when we clamp the GoPro on the wing? It's, for some reason, 3/4 of my video is flying backwards, or like I'm going forward, but it's videotaping backwards. So I'm not going to be able to reverse
that. You can flip your screen in production. But yeah, mount your camera the other way.
No, I mounted it the same way I always mount it, but for whatever reason, I've got 3 videos that are going forward, and the rest of them are all backwards.
I wonder if it's the camera automatically adjusting for if you're up or upside down or not.
It is.
Right. And I don't know. So anyways, I wish I would have caught that, but I didn't. And 3/4 of the wing camera angle is literally just, look where I've been. You can see where I've been, but not where I'm going. So it's kind of not that great footage. So the video is not going to be as quite as. What I'm going to have to do is bring my wife's laptop, and I'm in the midst of buying a terabyte hard drive, external hard drive, and I'll have to upload the video because I only had one. I actually bought a secondary SD card when I was there, but I'm not able to look at the video to see if I could have pulled it up on a laptop and said, oh, I need to turn that automatic adjustment off or what have you. Then I would have had better video. So just lesson learned. I will have to, this whole videotaping thing and like Mark McElroy, he actually writes down, I'm guessing he writes down whatever code, not code, but video number and the time and date. So when he goes back into production, he can literally say, hey, this clip here, number 27184, is on this day at this time. I haven't figured that part out yet, which I like, because when I upload these videos, they come up random. They're not in order. And I mean, it could be Saturday, one video, and the next day would be the last day of the fly-in. And then there's Tuesday, and it's all over the place. So I have to literally go back and go, was this Monday or was this Thursday's flight? And I think Mark's got it figured out with the right.
On that stuff, I do my cameras after every single flight. And then I go ahead right then and like make a file for, let's say, Saturday morning, August 3rd, morning flight. And then inside that file, I make a file for the cone cam or an east camera, a west camera, my helmet cam, and put each one of them into its own little folder inside that morning flight.
You left out your foot cam and crotch cam.
The crotch cam you're the only one that enjoys that.
You
You
know,
put that in a special Shane folder.
Yeah.
would you expect anything else less from Mark? I mean, this guy has everything organized perfectly inside every cubby of his camper.
No.
I want to know what folder the shower cam went into.
That's that same one that has the crotch cam.
The Shane folder.
I was just really surprised when you saw that camera that you clicked it on before you showered. I was a little bit disheartened.
I can't believe my hamstrings got so tight and I had to do toe touches in front of it.
That's terrible. I was watching that video of where you jumped that ditch, on takeoff, and man, at the last second when you ran the second time, and then when you literally jumped, man, you buried the brakes trying to get over that thing.
Technically, I didn't bury the brakes. I was putting my hands down to catch myself from hitting the ground. And just didn't have brakes attached.
That was awesome.
So if you go back and do frame by frame and you zoom in, my cage, and I never felt it, but if there was a blade of grass that I did not touch on that drag, then it was just too short to even be noticed. It is ridiculous. I cannot believe. And Dave Ruff actually on Facebook said, look at all that runway behind you, kind of saying, why didn't you back up? But I had failed. And again, no excuse. I know it was wrong. When I lined up, I was like, that's questionable, but I'm going to send it. I had a failed launch. I had a sweatshirt on. It was probably 78 degrees or so. And I was sweating to death. And I was just like, man, I'm just going to send it. Knowing full well, I did not, with that altitude, if I had been back at home, that would have not even have been an issue. But, and I don't, you know, when I told you guys, after I successfully launched, I was literally yelling at myself the entire flight. I didn't enjoy any of that flight because I was just yelling at myself, angry that I allowed myself to put myself in that position where I could have damaged my cage, definitely would have destroyed my prop, could have hurt myself, and that would have ruined the rest of the flying for me, because I did not want to disconnect, back up, and give myself an extra 75 feet. Like, how dumb is that thought process? So in my head, the entire flight, listen, no one here will ever be able to yell at me and put me down as much as myself. Trust me, nobody will come close. You start yelling at me, I'm like, you could try, but it will. I'm just gonna be like, oh, you should hear me yell at myself. You'd be turning red.
In
The
the
entire
video,
flight.
Go ahead, Mark.
in the video on Facebook, somebody, I don't remember if it's DP or who, but somebody said something about if you learn something from it. And I commented back that, yeah, they need to cut the grass about 2 inches shorter.
Yeah, it was Ben, Paramotor NC. He was like,
Yeah.
but did you learn something from this? Yeah, I learned that. What the construction? I've learned at 2,200 feet altitude, being fat and overheated, you need to back up still.
I was really impressed at your running speed, Shane. You could freaking run when you need to.
Yeah,
Man, you were booking.
So, true story, I used to not be this big. It took me right after my son got sick and I learned how to drink. I used to never drink either, by the way. When my son got sick, I started drinking beer. I put on the weight, blah, blah, blah. But I used to run track, and from 7th grade to my senior year, I never lost the 100-yard dash or the 220, just so you know. And in 8th grade, there was 4 of us. We won the county championship with just 4 of us. Everybody else had 12 to 18 people on the team. And we ran and did things that we never done before during track, and still won the entire county championship. So yeah, I can run still. I can't outrun a bear, but I don't have to. I just have to run faster than whoever I'm running with away from the bear. So
Is this
just
Shane?
remember that.
Is this Shane?
No,
Yeah, no, I couldn't see the wing.
no, that's not his
No.
wing.
It's not.
On Brian, is it?
No, that's not Brian either. Brian has more of a fully lime green, which I really want the lime green. Actually, that's is that JP with the full helmet?
Oh, you might be.
Is that JP? All right. So if this is JP, watch how long he had to run.
And run right for that ditch. There's a ditch over there.
And that footage is not sped up, right?
No, no, that's real time. It's really amazing how long people had to run. I got a lot of videos of people running. It looks like as long as a football field, and barely getting off the ground. What's that, Eric?
I don't know. I think you need to ask Will
Yeah, I replaced the money with a lollipop.
with a lollipop.
Whoever found it.
Oh, I thought that was like I thought it was a wet willy. All right.
Oh shit. DP said he used to be twice as fast.
Yeah.
Jim CR120 says, I think Shane is saying he wants to race. I foot race still. I ain't scared. I ain't scared at all. I'm actually still pretty quick for a fat guy. Oh, dude, when I was running track, I had long, so my hair was parted in the center it was feathered on the side.
Feathered.
Oh, dude.
How old are you?
That's 80s talk, man.
Yeah, seriously. I mean, when I ran track, it was in the 80s and early 90s. So yeah, it was feathered. I ain't kidding. Dude, I said Aquanet, like, dude, I could take a bullet to the head. That thing was like rock. Like, Aquanet, you're rock hard.
Really rocking the 80s, dude.
You know how many times I've tore my car apart looking for my hairbrush? Dropped it between the seats or whatever. I'm like, where the hell my hairbrush? I can't get out of the car looking like this. Ben asked for photo evidence.
Yeah, I was just thinking the same thing. Yeah, you ought to prove it. While you're doing that, Eric, you're sitting where I lay my head. So I'm just saying.
I know, man. Actually, she is sitting where you lay your head.
No, it depends on, I mean, because I bounce back and forth. So.
Oh, now Will claim the
He
entire
bounces
couch.
when he sleeps.
I don't judge. Anyways, hey, so man, after the fly-in, I opened up my cupboards and the fridge. I ended up with 1.5 gallons of milk I never bought. We have more forks, plastic forks, than you can shake a stick at. We ended up with plates, foam plates, a case of napkins. I don't even know. I didn't even see this stuff out at the fly-in. All of a sudden, we open up our cabinets. Where did this come from? Jade and I are looking at each other. I don't know. So.
Oh man.
We ended up with some extra stuff. I haven't found any shirts under the bed.
Back to your picture, Shane. Did you any pictures? Any 80s pictures?
Man, I should scan a couple and put them at the end of my videos. They're randomly in my video, just as a literally I'm flying through the mountains and then there's my hair. Poof. And it was down past my shoulders too, just so you know.
You didn't have a mullet, did you?
No mullet. It literally was feathered and long in the back. It was gorgeous.
Yeah,
Anyways.
feathered, long in the back, short on the front. That's a mullet.
No, it wasn't short on the sides. I could cover my eyes with my hair. It was all feathered back. It was beautiful. But anyways, I had a football gamble with my football coach. If my team won, he had to grow his hair out. He had a flat top, military man for all of his life, and then for whatever reason decided to become a school teacher and deal with kids. But and if I lost, I had to get a flat top. So literally I lost and went into the barbershop, and I'd never been to a barbershop in my life. I always go to a hairdresser place to get my hair done. And dude, I will always be honest 100% on this show. I'll tell embarrassing stories. I don't care. I went in, the guy's like, we don't do that type of hair here. I was like, oh no, I want a flat top. He's like, sure, no problem. And 10 minutes later, I walked out. I even bought some wax to do the front of my head so the hair would all be uniform.
Like a stick? Like a stick?
Yeah, and then you like combed it up or whatever, and it would make it stick. Oh, dude, I had it all. And then, oh man, I got rode hard and put away wet the next day I went to school. Oh, dude, everybody was like, what happened to your hair? I was like, I lost
gorgeous hair.
I know. My girlfriend at the time was, dude, she was mad. Oh, she was so mad. But she didn't have to worry about me stealing any of her Aquanet after that.
And Shane was high maintenance back then.
Yeah.
Oh, you guys have no idea. Let me see if Krista will come in here and tell a story. Because I was growing my hair back out right before we got married, and I don't know. I got tired of my hair one day, and I was like, man, that flat top was so much easier. So I went and got a flat top haircut day before our wedding. And she still married me. She was so mad at me, but couldn't get rid of me.
Well, I mean, what's the big deal? Because don't you normally have one of those white veil things on where it covers the whole face?
I didn't. She did.
What kind of weddings are you going to, Will?
I know.
They wanted they want to hear about my hair days. What did I spray when I had my feathered
Oh
hair?
God, I wasn't dating you then.
Hold on.
Aquanet.
Before the wedding.
Oh, you.
Okay. Can you? Oh, she started trying to cuss. Look, you can't cuss on YouTube.
Cuss.
So can you off camera tell the story loud enough that they can hear what happened?
So he had some hair.
How much hair?
Not that much, but he had hair.
Uh-huh.
And I said, please don't cut your hair before the wedding.
She asked me not to cut my hair before the wedding. What happened?
You got a flat top before the wedding.
It looked good though, didn't it?
He wanted
What?
super hair.
No, that was way before you. I did have a rat tail too.
That wasn't before me. Do you even know who I am?
Not really. So I had a flat top, and then I let my, at the time there was it was in style to have a rat tail, so you had like a chunk of hair that you braided. Yeah, that's how I learned how to braid hair, my own hair.
I'm sure we have wedding pictures.
Tony Marzano
No.
used to use Aussie Moose. I remember that.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was a little narrow can with a little white tip.
It was purple.
I use that too.
Purple.
Walter should know about that one.
Oh,
It's
heck
awesome.
yeah.
Moose Aussie.
Oh my God, that's too
Can't stand me says hello, Krista.
I can't.
All right, go get one picture of me with hair.
Mm,
Just one.
Yeah, I
this
want
is
to see.
such a hard.
Make it a good one.
Yeah.
Love you, Krista. I gotta see this.
Oh, she just stomped off. Oh, gotta remember when he had gorgeous hair.
Did you also have a members only jacket?
No, I
Eyes
never
on.
had that.
Huh?
Oh, there you go.
Topsiders? What
Hold
the
on, I
heck?
can't see. Hold on. Where am I at? Hold on. Is it showing up? Oh,
Is that a cutout?
Oh my. That's so funny. It looks
Hold
like
on.
a cutout.
It does look like a cutout.
it's. Hold on. I gotta turn the background off.
Yeah, back up
You're
there
gonna be on.
again. What a stud. Look at you.
Look.
Heart, it's like heart kind of in the middle there, and
Yeah, check
I
check
told
out
you
the
it-
bling he's got around his neck.
Oh yeah. You had to take it off before a shower, or your neck would turn green. So.
that's
funny.
great. That's so
Throw
great.
this anymore.
That's too cute. Oh my God.
This was the one that actually. I
Shane
forgot.
was like the heartbreaker. I can tell. You all smiling that picture. Yeah, lady.
Heartbreaker man?
Here.
No, I wasn't a heartbreaker.
Oh.
I saved myself until I met you. Must not have heard that. Oh man. Oh, and when I ran track, that thing would be like, whoo. Oh, it was awesome.
Would it take you like an hour to get ready?
Dude, I'm not kidding you. I would get in the mirror in the bathroom in the morning and everything would have to be right. And then when I got to school, I'd park my car and just hit it again for good measures, and thing wouldn't move all day long.
Good measure.
That's God's honest truth, man. I had a wool seat cover. Don't ask me why I had a wool seat cover in Florida. No clue. But the backrest of it was all crusty from the Aquanet.
Ah! That's funny. Oh, such
I'd sit
memories.
there in the morning and drink me a pint of Nesquik chocolate milk and do my hair, and yeah, and then I'd get out of the car and then I'd go into school, and yeah, it was awesome.
You got a little
You guys
routine
missed
going.
out. Oh, I did. Every morning I'd go to 7-Eleven, get me the Nestle Quick. Oh, or the strawberry. Oh man, I'll wear that out.
You know what? You can't find this. You actually have to order it. But my favorite is Nestle Quick Vanilla.
Vanilla.
Quick vanilla? I've never seen it.
I am not making it up. No, you have to order it. They don't sell it. The local Walmart here sold it for just a little while when I complained that they didn't have it, but it didn't last long. Man, that's my favorite.
Oh, that sounds good. A little milk in there.
There, I said it.
Boy, oh boy, I'm glad.
A Nestle's Quick vanilla milkshake.
Hey, if you had to describe this show based off of tonight's conversations, like how far across the spectrum could you get? Seriously, I just realized we were talking about paramotors, talking about water, or landing in water, running track, Aquanet, and we started the show with cooking.
That's why I love this show, Shane. I mean, you know, that's your thing.
I know, dude, and it's all good, dude. I mean, seriously, I absolutely love hanging out with everybody and just BSing. It seriously is just I don't know why anybody would hate on this show. I really don't. We're just having fun.
Nobody hates on this show.
No, yeah. I ask myself every Tuesday, why? Why am I doing this? No, I'm just kidding. I'm doing it because I love you guys and my girl Jade. Yes, I was so lost last week with everybody gone.
Oh yeah, sorry.
Every night
Yeah,
I was
sorry about.
Yes, dear.
Sorry about last week. We literally, I could receive text messages, but I could not send any out. And the text messages I got were hours. Like whoever sent it to me would be hour or two later. I'd be like, I just got your text message. Oh, did you need anything from the store? Because it's too late now. No, I'm good.
That sounds so familiar.
When we got out of the mountains and we're driving, my wife's phone all went absolutely crazy. Just I'm like, holy crap. So yeah, it was actually when Angela messaged me on Facebook, she's like, hope you guys have fun. I'm like, we just literally went, we went to Walmart or something, which is, how far have you guys ever been from a Walmart? Anywhere you go, it's no more than 10, 15 minutes away. Mm-hmm. This closest Walmart to Moonshiners was a 40-minute drive one way.
And in a different state.
In a different state. That's absolutely true story. In one day, I drove from Tennessee to North Carolina, came back, my generator quit working, have a warranty on it, drove to, it's Virginia, right? Or what's Virginia?
Yeah, Virginia.
Drove to Virginia to the nearest Harbor Freight and replaced my generator and brought it back. So yeah, I went to 3 states in one day. We didn't fly 3 states in one day, but I drove 3 states in one day, just so you know.
Well, all 3 of us couldn't get up all together at the same time. What's the problem with that?
No, actually, that's 100% true. McElroy's like, what was it, Saturday morning? He's like, dude, if I have a failed launch, I'm packing up and I'm done. And he got off on the first one, and he's like, oh, good, because that was it. He's like, but normally on takeoffs, I get my lines taut and I take a step back, just 1 step. There, I was taking 2 or 3 steps and then just running as fast as I can to try to get that wing up. And how many times did you see the wings just get to a 45 and just stall?
Yeah.
And they still got their A's in their hand. There's no wind. And if it was, it's usually blowing against you. Or
yeah, right.
You, so
can you all see this? You see that right there?
Yeah.
Jim, CR120 was doubting me.
They don't even sell it on Amazon either?
Yeah, they do. Yeah, you have to order it. But for the doubters out there.
Oh my goodness.
Just felt compelled to present that evidence. Feel better now.
Vanilla, I never knew. Well, they came out with vanilla.
Let me see. I guess I'll pull up the video of me almost eating crap. And then we'll end the show with that. So leave everybody with nightmares of me having to hold on here.
Sean, I think you need a little gel on your hair.
Well, You know, at one time I did color my hair.
Good.
Yeah, let me go ahead and pull that up real quick before
Okay.
Shane pulls up something real
See
quick.
now, we can talk about hair now.
All
I
right,
did too.
here's
I
the-
put my hair auburn.
Oh, check it out,
Oh,
man.
yeah, dude.
Look at
Yeah.
that's when I was training for American Ninja Warrior.
that. So what was that saying? Does the drapes match the carpet?
Oh, absolutely. It was pretty amazing, and you know, if
Let's see if I can do it this way. There we go. Okay. So you see all this, you guys can see this, right?
yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, see all this runway back here? I did start back here, but then I dropped my wing here, and that's as far as I wanted to go. All right, so here we go. We don't need sounds. And I want you to notice Kent Stamey at the end of this when you see him in the chair here. So I got air,
Yeah.
run, jump. Now look at Kent over here. He's like, did he just make that?
You actually
Oh.
settled more than once on that. Even after you were in that other field, you were still settling. Did you catch that?
Yeah.
At
Oh,
no
it
point
was-
until you really got going were you climbing.
Uh-oh.
Yes. No way.
Hold on. Sorry. Stupid continuing on. My bad. Oh, where did that go? Oh, I'm trying to end the YouTube chat and everything because I see the video now. It's running behind, but
You were just trying to do the ballerina flying thing.
I
Started
actually
off.
forgot to show. I actually forgot to show the very end of that video. Eric turns around to everyone sitting there and it's like this. Like this much, man.
We all saw it.
There was a puff. There was a little puff when you went through that patch, but you didn't actually come in contact with the ground, did you?
No, actually, let me see if I can find it real quick.
You put it in
Hold on
slow
here.
motion. You put it in slow motion?
No, I have the video from up top. I just have to find it real quick. Let me this is gonna take a minute. You can actually see the grass. Jesus. Hold on. Okay, come on. I hate this computer. All right, that's not it. Come on. You guys keep talking and give me a second to find
Okay.
this.
So what did everybody have for dinner tonight? Just that, you know.
Food.
Food.
Haven't eaten yet.
Mark, what are you
Not
gonna
yet.
eat?
I don't know. Whatever is available.
I'll
Oh,
show you.
no, that was you, Will.
I'll show you my long hair. There you go. There's my long hair.
No,
Oh,
that's
wow,
that actor dude. Who's that actor
Wow.
dude that wears a ponytail?
Me. There's my tattoos. You know my tattoos. That's me.
Anyone know who I'm talking
Nothing.
about? There's an actor dude that has a ponytail like that. He always plays mean type roles, you know, badass, bad butt type roles.
Or like,
Never mind.
oh, an actor? One of the
Yeah,
actors?
he's Seagal.
Yes.
Yes, Steven Seagal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. He
Yeah.
had the same tattoos as me, apparently.
Yeah, he's pretty hot. Yeah. Anyway.
Who are you talking
So,
about,
Linda, are you
Steven
saying-
Seagal or Shane? I mean, Sean.
Hey, Linda. He's pretty hot.
I was talking about Steve
All right.
Seagal. Hello.
Sounds pretty hot. You're right.
Ah. That was your idol, huh,
All right.
Grandpa? You're like, yeah, I'm gonna be like Steve.
Actually, yes.
All right.
Whatever.
The hair.
All right,
Yeah.
for whatever reason, this video, and if you guys could, Will, if you could help me out with this, I put the memory card, the SD card in the USB drive and then plugged it in the computer. It's coming up very spotty, and I don't know why.
What's coming up?
So
Scott? Try, well, you can
the
try
video.
Copy it to your desktop. Take it off the card.
All right, here is the video, I do believe. Let me get past it. All right. See how it's like jumpy?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know why it's.
I don't know. Maybe low memory or.
But if I go frame
Is
by
that in
frame,
4K or what?
I have no idea. You're asking me important questions I have no idea about.
I think that he's trying to play it from his card instead of dropping it to his desktop.
Correct. You can actually see the prop wash right here in the grass.
Yeah, you can. Yep.
And when it runs smoother, you can actually see it a little better. But you see my feet are out in front of me. I actually lifted my feet up because it scared me that I was going to hit the ground. I knew I was going to hit the ground. How the hell I didn't hit the ground, I never know.
You were waiting for it, weren't you?
Because of that weight that you lost. You know, if you didn't stop losing weight, you would have bumped your butt.
Yeah, I would have done something. So I just need to upload it to my computer because it's literally not. So that's probably my problem. It's not hooked to the. It's not downloaded to the computer yet. Maybe that's the problem. Okay, good to know. All right, it is 10:04. Anybody got anything they want to say?
Had a great time at Moonshiners. I'm glad that you're doing the show, Shane. It's good to see everybody again.
Yeah.
Yes.
Absolutely. And Sean, did you get your paramotor all put together?
That's a different paramotor I'm putting together, like a trainer paramotor for the students. But a big shout out to Eric and Jade Lear. Thank you for letting us bunk. Paralife PPG, appreciate you and everything that you do, my friend. All those shirts that I have, but I had to change out of mine to the NC one. So thank you, Fly, for giving me this. I appreciate that. Always good to see Linda Anderson, our cheerleader, and Shane. Thank you so much for this show and everything you do.
Well, you're welcome.
What Sean said.
Yeah, Sean, where can we find you at? Short edition.
You can find me at iflyparamotors.com.
Whoa. Nice.
Will, where can we find you?
You can find me on YouTube, Will Fly or willflyppg.com.
ParalifePPG.com. Where can we find you at, sir?
YouTube at Paralife PPG and online at paralifeppg.com.
Miss Linda Anderson, where can we find you at?
Oh, yes. On Thursday night, I'm Paramount USA, and you can catch me on paraglidingshop.com on Thursday nights, every Thursday night. It's an awesome show. Robert will be back. He's all better and everything else, so he said the show will be on Thursday, so you guys all come out and hang out. If you want to jump on, let me know. I'll send you the link because that's what my PR job is, sneak them in. I'm like, hey, Robert, so-and-so wants to jump on. What do you think? Okay, Mom. So, yeah.
And Eric Lear, where can we find you at? Other than North Carolina.
ppglear.com. Big shout out to them. Big shout out to Ben, NC Paramotor. Thank you very much for your contribution, sir.
Miss Jade, where can we find you at, young lady?
You can find me tomorrow night at, let's see if I figure this out and get it right this time. Girls Just Wanna Fly on YouTube. You can go to Flying Flamingo Jade or paramotorgirl.com. Zip it, you all.
I will definitely be wearing my shirt tomorrow night to show support. Definitely wearing the shirt. It's flamingo-tastic. All right, and I'm Shane, and I didn't miss anybody, right? Everybody's here. Okay. I'm Shane, your host, with the not so much Goldilocks feathered hair anymore.
Oh,
You can find me at ppgshane.com or Never Trust a Skinny Chef Shane, which I will be coming out with a Moonshiners video shortly. And Saturday, I will be making a first time ever beef knuckle, I believe is what it's called. I'm going to smoke it, and it's going to be for my party, and hopefully it comes out because I've never done one before. And you can only find like 5 videos on how to. So who knows? It could be good. It could be bad. I don't know.
Shane,
We're going to see.
Shane,
And
I'll talk to my dad. I'll ask him and I'll send you little notes or I'll text you, see what he says.
okay. All right. Sounds good. All right, guys. That is going to wrap it up for tonight. I hope to see everybody. Oh, Ben is going to be at Ohio at Dave Purdon's Sweet. Ben, I will see you there. Ben, FYI, food's on me, brother. Just because I said so. All right, guys. I will see you guys tomorrow night. Peace out.
Peace out.
Recording stopped, maybe.